Hey y'all, it's Amanda with Tap Mom and the Big Brigade. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry it's so late. Um, I got that one-track mind thing going for me again. I had a design in my head that wouldn't go away, so I had to do it. I'm almost finished, and I wanted to share it with you all. And I'm finally better from the bronchitis. I finished all my medications and I dug my breathing treatment machine out, and I took a few breathing treatments the last few days, and that has helped me get better. Luckily, I hadn't needed it until I got bronchitis, but the medicine and the breathing treatment went ahead and broke it up. I did have some sort of nasally thing going on too, so I guess I had a head cold too, on top of bronchitis, but that seems to be going away also. So anybody that was worried about me, I'm doing much better. So FY. But interesting color scheme for this this granny stitch cardigan with granny squares used as part of the seam. This was my color scheme. I know, brown. Ooh, brown. Will came in here this evening and I showed it to him and he said, "Mom, it's got so much brown in it. Is that?" And he just kind of scrunched up his face and I said, "Yeah, but I like it. It's pretty." And he's like, "But it's got brown in it." And I said, "But it's pretty, ain't it?" And he said, "Yeah, it is." He said, "It's just kind of unexpected." I was like, "Okay." But, sometimes when inspiration strikes you in your sleep, in your dream, you have to, it helps you get outside of yourself and focus on something, making something beautiful rather than what's maybe, things that you can't control, like, family members thinking that you're a bad person because you don't want them in, anyway, people that you hung up on because you didn't want to speak to. Oh well, that's how it goes sometimes. But anyway, enough talking. Let me show you. I'm gonna have to stand up and try and because I got both sides seamed up and everything, but I'm still debating on if I'm going to seam up the front and make it like a V-neck pullover sweater, or just wear it as a regular cardigan. I hadn't really decided yet. I'm leaning toward V-neck because originally my design was to have a strip of granny squares going up the back and a strip of granny squares going up the front, similar to a style that Sandy over at Crochet Canada did not too long ago, and she made something so gorgeous, let me tell you. So she used latte cakes, Karen latte cakes, and of course she did fancy squares, fancier granny squares than me. I'm just, basic, but there's nothing basic about what Sandy did. It was gorgeous. So just saying. Yeah, and if you don't know Sandy over at Crochet Canada, you should go check her out. I'll put a link in the description box. This is not a members only video, so it should be easier to do that. But yeah, I'll link her in the description. Y'all go check Crochet Canada out. She makes beautiful, beautiful things, especially with the latte cakes, because that's some of her favorite yarn to use. I have latte cakes. I just haven't used them. I'm at the moment, I'm a little off the fuzzy. I take it in spells, like anyone else. You take things in spells, and right now I'm off fuzzy yarn. So I'm not getting rid of my latte cakes. I'm just not currently using them. If that makes any sense at all. But because they're a little pricey to replace if you get rid of them. They're a little pricey to replace, so it's best just to hold on to them. I mean, they're not eating anything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, this is what the back ends up looking like. Now this whole putting these things in here, this was a booger. Let me tell you, getting this stitch count, getting this right, not the funnest thing I've ever done. And I cussed this thing a little bit, but it got done. And it's fairly, it'll look more straighter when I get the trim work done. It'll look more straighter when I do trim work. But it's about as straight as it can be. Yeah, it's about as straight as it can be. Now, I did do the arms. When I got to about 15 rows, I seamed off for the shoulders and did the rest, you know, with the just down and around and back up, because I didn't want the arms to be back real bell like. So when I got to when I got to my arm measurement, I just seamed off for the shoulders, and this is how I got my arm like this. Now, I did chain one between clusters because with the Hexagon, sometimes it just doesn't lay right unless you do that. But when I went to lengthen my sleeve, I didn't, when I added the rows to do my sleeve, I didn't chain between clusters so that I could do that would give me a subtle decrease as I lengthen the sleeve, you know, because this is where this is where the sleeve ended right here with this brown row here, and then I added this yellow here, and then I didn't chain between clusters here, and then I didn't with these 2 rows here and this, and then 4 rows of that, and then a row of a single crochet, 2 rows of single crochet decrease, and then my cuff with 4 rows of front post, back post. So that's a rundown on the sleeve in case you were wondering how I did that. And of course, email me if you have any further questions about how I did that. But yeah, that's basically if you're going to do a hexacardi, a granny stitch hexacardi, and you don't want the bell-like sleeve, measure your arm around. Of course, we won't talk about what my arm looks like. It looks like a deflated balloon, but that's from losing 200 and plus pounds. So anyway, but I just measure, I take a measuring tape and just measure around my arm, the biggest part of my arm, right in here. And then I divide it by 2. And that's what I make sure that arm, that it measure it across. And when it measures half of the circumference of my arm, then I stop doing full rounds of the hexie and I seam off the shoulders. And then I'll attach my yarn to the side and work down around the bottom and back up until I get it as big as I want it. So that's how you get these hexacardis without getting the big bell sleeve. So I know that is detailed in many, many tutorials. There are many, many tutorials out there that give you that detail. I know, I want to say Kelly over at Craftin' a Cuppa, I'm sure that her tutorials give you that step and explain that to you. I'm sure I've seen that in her tutorials. But if you don't want to watch the full-length tutorial, there's what I did anyway. So, but she's got some excellent tutorials over there for hexacardigans. You can't beat Kelly's tutorials for making the hexacardi. You can't beat it. She gives you all the detail. You can't beat her tutorials. And of course, it comes with that very cute little accent of hers. Some of you that are across the pond have an accent of your own, but I love her accent. Her little British accent is fantastic. And I love her lingo. I love it. So, indeed, it's a joy to listen to Kelly. So, and of course, I can link her in the description too. So, if you haven't checked out Craftin' a Cuppa, then you are missing out. Let me tell you. So, anyway, but I'm going to push back and try and show y'all how this fits me, and it fits fantastic. It fits very well. I'm very happy with the fit of it. I'm just trying to see if I want to make it a regular cardi or if I want to seam up the front and make it like a V-neck pullover sweater. I hadn't decided yet. I will be deciding between now and sometime tomorrow. y'all can feel free to sound off in the comments what y'all think I should do. And of course, I'm going to do what I'm going to do anyway. But it's always nice to hear your input. I'm going to push this back so I can show y'all. Okay, okay. Try not to make a big mess and knock a bunch of stuff off. Okay. Raise this up a little bit. I had to come back and seam more up on the shoulders because I had created so many extra rows. But let's see if I can get this down on my arms like I had it. But see how that just fits really, hugs my arm really well? That's how you really want it to fit. And it just I'm either going to have to create a nice ribbing and neck work. You know, I'm going to have to create a neck treatment here. And I'm definitely going to have to do something with the neck and the back because those squares came up higher than I expected them to. But that's okay. It's fine. I'm not mad about that. It will work. But it looks just fine back here. I might have to get Johnny to take a picture of it back there for me. But I don't know. It's different. But I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I think it's really pretty. And I've been wanting something with brown in it. Of course, it's got my other two, these are my two favorite colors here. This teal and this red. So I got all my colors in it that I like. And I just think this is very classy, to be honest. I really think it's very, very chic and classy. But see, if I put it like this, you can kind of see the V part, if I connect it like this, a little further up here probably. If I did it, like so, and did the V-neck like that, then it would make sense. And just, seam it up the front like so, I think that would look just fine. Or I could just do, ribbing as usual, like a normal, but it fits me just fine as far as it not being, too much in the front or whatever. But it fits my stomach just fine without it being baggy. But I will figure it out and let y'all know what I decide to do. But I think it's real nice. I do. I think it's pretty. Now, I'm just, it's probably one of those things that will go with me to California, because they have rather consistent spring temperatures. So this is perfect for the spring out there. I don't want to take a real heavy sweater because, they're not, I don't know. The more I sit with this, the more I think regular cardigan maybe. I just have to figure this whole neck thing out. Yeah, I have to figure this whole neck thing out. Because I'm not digging that something's up with this. I'll have to figure this out. It's a little weird. I think maybe once I put some ribbing, I think if I go back, clean this up with some single crochets and then go back here and if I go all along here with like a front post back post situation and get it even and make a ribbing neckline, I think that would look okay. I don't know. I'll have to get with the girls and see what they think. Because I did have to go back and seam some more on the shoulders because I had added so many rows here. So I might have to do some more. I don't know. I got to figure something out. I haven't tucked any ends in yet, so I could always, take the squares out of the back if I need to. yeah, I can always do that. That may end up being a thing. I don't know. I hate to, because I went through so much trouble to do that. It was such a part of my vision to do that. But yeah, I'm just going to have to stare at this a little bit when I get done here with y'all and figure it out. I'll figure it out. Figure out where I'm going with it. But I'm not sure why this is so far up on my neck like that. But it's you know, pretty flush at the bottom. I mean, it's not like it's off kilter here at the bottom. I mean, that's fairly even down here. About as even as it can get, considering I had to add an extra row to the very bottom of it to accommodate the squares. But this top is, I don't know. When I add some to this neck, it'll even out. I'm not a hoodie kind of person, so I'm not going to put a hood on it, because I'm not really into hoods. So, but that's really weird on the neck like that. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's kind of, it'll bother me until I figure it out. I might like the back, the neck like that. It might look just fine once I get some ribbing, some actual, you know, stitches to the back of it to kind of even it out, and actually make a collar. Once I actually have a collar situation going there, I think it'll be fine. I just got to work the collar situation out. If I'm gonna seam it up and do that V-neck thing, or just do my regular front post, back post ribbing situation and do the cardigan deal. But it's still, I still can't decide. I need to hear from the besties. They always help me with clarity. They always help me figure that out. So yeah, so I need a little clarity from the besties. So I've been at it most of the day, except for I did finally get out of the house today, because I felt good enough to get out of the house today. So I did go and go to Walmart, and I got the stuff and made me and the boys a dinner, meatloaf. I just craving meatloaf. I don't know why. I guess because I was feeling better, and I wanted to cook for the boys. And I don't know how many of y'all have ever made meatloaf, but I make it with, and I always make a big one, because, well, my boys can eat. And so I get like a three pound thing of ground turkey, and then I get a 1 pound pack of ground Italian sausage. And then I use some eggs and some Italian breadcrumbs and some McCormick meatloaf seasoning with 30% less sodium is usually what I get, because I try to eat a low salt diet because of the lymphedema in my legs. Because if I eat too much salt, I get swollen. My legs will swell up if I eat too much salt. So I eat a lot of low sodium type stuff. But and then of course I added some you can get already chopped up onions, bell peppers, and like regular white onions and green onions and bell peppers already cut up. You can get those in the freezer section. They call it a seasoning mix or something like that. And so I got a pack of those and put that in there. Well, most of it in there. And so it's a little labor intensive to mix all that together with your hands. And then of course it's cold. And so I get about, I'll get good started, and then my hands start hurting. And Johnny happened to come in the kitchen about then, and I said, Johnny, wash your hands and help me, please. And I hadn't had him help me before, and so he really wasn't sure how to go about it. So I'm talking him through how to mix it up. And he does a fantastic job, of course, because he's Johnny. And so he helps me mix up the meatloaf and then re-put it in there. And it's the best one I've ever made. I told Johnny, I said, it's because you touched it. That's what it is, because he touched it. That's what made it better. I'm convinced because he helped me with it. That's what made it better. It's just fantastic. And I baked it for about an hour and a half, something like that. And then, of course, I pour pasta sauce, spaghetti sauce over the top of it. Just a can of already, I think it's Del Monte or Hunt's or something like that. It was garlic and herb spaghetti sauce over the top of it. I cook it all the way first, and then I pour the sauce over it, and then I put it in there and let that kind of sink into it, because it's good that way. I mean, it might not be everybody's preference, but that's our preference. And then Johnny made some potatoes to go with that. And so we got these instant loaded mashed potatoes. And so Johnny made those for us because he's good at making those too. And so that was supper. And that'll definitely cure what ails you if you're hungry. If you're really hungry, that stick to your ribs. It's good. And sometimes my stomach doesn't let me eat everything that I'm craving. Sometimes I'm craving it and 2 bites in. Next thing I know, I can't eat it. My stomach won't let me. But I was lucky tonight. My stomach was okay with the meatloaf. I looked at ground beef, but it was twice as much as the ground turkey. Literally. The ground turkey was like, I want to say $8 or $9. And then the ground beef was $21 for the same amount of pounds. $21. I was like, nope. This is why many moons ago, when the kids were little, that we switched to ground turkey, because ground beef was ridiculously priced, and here it is, still ridiculously priced. So we will stick with our ground turkey, and you can season it up, and it tastes just fine. So I mean, it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it digests for me properly better than beef. So always has sit better in my stomach than beef, even before the gastric bypass. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's what I have for y'all tonight. I know it's late, but have any of y'all been watching Crystal's new channel, the Nerdy Crocheter? Oh, I love it. I love it so much. She's so cute. It's so nice to see her a little more relaxed, and a little more, herself, letting herself be herself. I think that's important. I think it's a matter of self-care for her doing this new channel, and I'm glad she's allowing herself to do that. And I hope she continues to do it. I hope that no one comes along and ruins it for her, because then they ruin it for everybody. Because it's kind of like being able to sit and crochet with her, watching those videos. It's like being able to sit down and crochet with her. And I think as a fan of hers, in a long time watcher of her videos, that I think that we've all had that desire to just sit and crochet with her. And this new channel of hers is really like sitting and crocheting with her. And the closest that we're ever going to get. So I just hope no one ruins it for us. I mean, she's got the other channel for all the tutorials and the yarn hauls and all that stuff. Let us have our little crochet and chat channel, which is essentially what it is. And, I just hope that she gets to keep it, because it seems to be making her very happy. And, and I'm enjoying it. And I know, at least a couple of the people that are enjoying it. And I hope it keeps going. So, anyway. I hope y'all have a good night. I hope y'all have a good week. I'll let y'all know in the next day or two what I decide to do with this sweater. The weather's supposed to warm up again here this week. So hopefully me and Maggie can get back to our walks. I really need to get back to the walks. My body needs the walks. I feel like my body has gotten stiff and unhappy. So I need the walks. So hopefully the weather holds. I even saw some 70s in our future this week. So if the weather will hold, then me and her can go back on our walks. I did get her a harness, bark something harness, something. It's pink camo. So I already took it and fitted it on her. It's just a matter of putting it on her and taking her down the road. So that's what we're going to do maybe tomorrow, and see how she does. I know she's itching to go. She's been doing pretty good. She's been doing pretty good about her house training too. So she's had some accidents, but only when it's been raining and cold outside and we didn't, get to the door quick enough for her. But she's doing really good. She's doing really good. She's a really good dog. And I couldn't be happier that I took her in. And so anyway, I love y'all, and so does Jesus. And please remember to adopt. Don't shop. Your best friend could be waiting on you at the shelter or the rescue. And I'll see y'all again soon. Bye.